What's Taylor Swift's favorite thing in Heyday? Reputation. Hey, what is up everybody? This is Supersight and welcome back to another video of Heyday. Now I thought I'd just chuck that joke in there at the start. I thought of it between last video and this video. What's Taylor Swift's favorite thing in Heyday? Reputation. Now for those of you who don't know, Taylor Swift is a singer, but that Taylor Swift's released a new album called Reputation. So that's the joke. So if you don't keep up with Taylor Swift, I don't keep up with her much either, but I know enough to know that she's released an album called Reputation. If you didn't know that, it wouldn't be funny. But then if we come down here, yeah, you'll see what I mean, because like in Heyday there's Reputation. See, like Reputation, I'm Reputation level 9, so it's like a favorite thing, Reputation. Hey. Anyway, this is Supersight, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the Animal Derby. That's right, that Animal Derby, and the super task that was super easy. And I'm doing all of my tasks in this task, and so I'll be showing you and talking to you about that and a couple of other things, right? So donate to Noah right there, right? Boom, and then, right, okay, now? Right? Oh, yes! Generous donator number 1! Yes! We just got an achievement. Epic. Right, I keep tapping on the wrong one. Okay, so we come down here. Right, so we got an achievement, which is awesome. We also got an expansion one as well. Right, so I'm not sure exactly where it is. Maybe it was, no, it wasn't the fishing area, it was the farm. Expand the farm a certain amount of times. There we go, 3 times, so we've done it 17 times. As you can see, boom. Look at that. Look at all that. Whoa, 5 diamonds, epic. Look at all that I've unlocked just since last video, I'm not kidding you. And I went straight through the heart, right? So I went straight down here, and then I just went right into here, unlocking all that space. As you can see, my coins are rapidly down. Before, like, last video I had 1.5 million coins, and between this video and last video I did have 1.5 million again. Anyway, I spent 300,000 to 400,000 on expansion things. I found this player in the newspaper, which was lucky, and anyway, they were just rapidly selling masses of them, well over 100 of each, and I was buying them up. Sadly, I missed out on a ton of them because my barn was full, and I'd end up with imbalances because it'd sell too much of one, and then I'd end up not being able to upgrade, so then I'd have to try and sell stuff, and I missed absolute tons of them. But as you can see, I also bought a ton of them, and so it helped having the spare 300,000 to 400,000 coins on hand to be able to buy them, hence I'm down so much. And coins. But yes, so then that's why I have unlocked so much, which I'm really happy with, how I got to unlock so much. So that's where I got my unlocked 17 slots. So I can put my stuff all through here now, lots and lots of room. I'm not going to have a space issue anymore, which is epic. Right, and then this newspaper, the awesome newspaper that comes along all the time. Right, so now another thing is that I was not prepared for this egg thing, right, as I mean, like, for example, there's a massive egg surplus, which isn't as massive as the other videos, but as the other surpluses in the past, but like, for example, when there was like different things, like, what was the last one, there was a ton of, yes, potatoes and things like that, certainly there was an absolute ton of them, so it's not as bad, but, and as you assume, the very first impression I had of all these eggs, I'm just like, this is really annoying. Like, the first thing I was just like, not again with the eggs, but then literally, within a couple of hours, I'm like, actually, this is awesome, right? So I'm not sure if I still, yes, look at all those eggs. I was buying all of them for 50 coins each and reselling them for 180 coins each, and as you can see, they've all been bought up. I sold way more than that, but anyway, so if anything that's come out, there's been a lot of eggs, but there were already a lot of eggs regularly. There's a reasonable amount of eggs, so there are more eggs than usual, but not to the point where it's destroyed the market, because as you can see, there is still plenty of other things. There's certainly more eggs, but not too many that it's overwhelming. Now, we also have all of, right, so yes, and then we have all of these here. Now, look at all these. These here are not revivable ones, so I'm going to cut them down. I'm going to, cut them down. I'm going to get tons and tons of coins from these, and then imagine that, and also lots of XP from doing all this, right, so we've just gone up like 1,000 there and that, so we are continuing to go up in XP, but we're also going to get a ton of coins from selling these all off, and then getting a ton of coins for the profit, which, wait, I just said that. I will unlock a lot of space in my barn, is what I meant to say, because these here are all dead, so I'll be able to get an absolute ton of space in my barn, which will be awesome from cutting these all down. There's so many of them. which is awesome that I'm going to get it. Right, so there we go. We'll go, so we have 138. Let's go just crazy with cutting them down, but not too crazy as we accidentally cut down something else, just enough to get these ones here down. Look at all that space that's going to be free up. That is really, really awesome. Right, okay, so there we go, and then we'll do this one here, and this one here, and this one here. And then we have a lot of blackberries to sell, which will also be awesome, because that will get me a lot of profit, which is always good. Right, okay, so some of them are revivable, most of them are not, but there's the odd one that is. Right, so that one is right up here. What about these ones? Right, so we'll cut them down. We always cut down if we get dead things that are like dead, we immediately cut them down. If they are revivable, we sometimes leave them. And another thing that I did wrong was I was like, for example, all of these were revivable, and like, but then silly Supersight, not thinking ahead, and of course at Animal Derby, I think, what could go wrong, what could, like, the market will be absolutely fine, and then sure enough, I use all my blackberry things, so I do the revives already on them, and then, guess what, there's a big problem in the market, and I was so stupid, because I had it all ready, right? I had my whole thing was ready, like, I'd got all these revives that were available, and then what did I do? I went ahead and revived them all just before the derby started, and then I'm like, oh, yeah, about that egg surplus. And so it was so annoying, because I just, and it took me a while, because some of them, I was doing the revive thing, like, just, like, getting everyone to revive heaps of them during the derby. I mean, during, like, this new cycle with the market and that, and so it was so silly, because I didn't think about it, and I was just thinking, man, there seems to be a lot of eggs accumulating. Like, I'm buying all these 50 coin eggs, and it didn't click until my whole market was full of eggs, and then I'm like, oh yes, I remember now, there's some tasks that have more eggs in them. I'm like, oh, that's why no one's buying my eggs, and it took me so long to work it out. I was like, seriously, people aren't, because normally eggs sell even for full price fairly quickly. Anyway, I was slowly accumulating more and more and more and more and more, and wondering, what is going on here? Why can't I get rid of them? And then it struck me, I'm like, it's an Animal Derby, right, okay, and then of course, Supersight's like, oh, that might be the reason why they're not selling, and also might be the reason why I'm able to buy a ton of them for 50 coins. But as you can see, I'm still managing to sell them, so I'm getting 130 coins profit for each of them. I've also been able to luckily buy a ton of cheap bacon, which is really good, because it's just awesome being able to get profit all the time for all different reasons, right? And people will soon come flying in to buy the blackberries, I would assume. Like, these are blackberries, people. Like, seriously, as soon as that goes into the market, as soon as it goes live, they'll go vroom and just buy them all up. But until then, we'll sell off the other stuff as well. And so I will be talking about this current derby. Now, this derby I have remembered to put Noah in. So, yeah, sorry Noah about last derby. Anyway, Noah's in this derby, and so am I, of course, and so there's the both of us heading towards completing it. Right, okay, so how much? Oh, look at all that barn space. I like it. That is really beautiful. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll sell. Seriously, a player's not buying these? Like, what in the world? Right, maybe we'll do a revive. We'll do the old revive trick where we do like this, and then that, and then we'll put that behind, move that out, put that there, okay, and then we'll just do that, and then we'll get those going on like so, right, great way to use the eggs. Then we'll come back here, and look, it worked already, it worked already, I put that, and then 1 second later, boom. No, that's probably not the exact reason why. It was probably just because they took a while longer to get on the market. But that would have been funny. That would have been fun. You know, I can imagine someone doing that, like, one day, like, not watching the whole of my video and just watching some of it and just, like, seeing that and then just, like, think, whoa, and then they'll do one and then just expect everything to be sold the next second. Yeah, that was just because of the delay. Because they weren't set, like, they were taking a bit longer than usual to sell. Anyway, they quickly caught on and then boom, they're all sold just like that. Right, and then, due to timing, I'll be doing, certainly not carrots. There's way more excess carrots than usual, although I'm still easily able to sell them for 72 coins, no problem. So that's funny, because there's a ton more carrots in the market, but people are still buying them fairly quickly. Making the goat feed, I find, certainly uses them up pretty quickly. Right, and then we'll just get rid of those. There we go. Okay, so, moving on here, and right, getting that one going, and then that one. Right, so we needed the eggs from here. Right, okay, oh yes, good thinking. Right, so I'm going to do a task which requires them, like using them, right? Okay, and then we'll put that on, right? And then we'll come over here, and then that one, and then over here we'll do that one, right? And then this one we can do some bread, right? Not much bread. Okay, so then this one, and then those two there, right? There we go, and then that and that, right? Just getting everything going as usual. And I finally bought some more raspberries after I temporarily ran out, so that's good, right? And then a great way to get rid of carrots as well. But I'm not just doing that to get rid of them. It's just genuinely the better way and the better product to do in that situation, right? Okay, and then we have some of these, freeing up more barn space than ever before, which is really, really awesome, right? And then we'll just get a little bit, like one more coal ore to do it, right? Okay, and then we'll get that going, awesome, and then we can go through the market again, right? So lots of eggs, certainly lots of eggs, but if I find them for the 50 coins, I certainly buy them because they are certainly selling. Okay, and then coming along here, right, okay, and then we'll go and so yeah, I have been able to buy some cheap bacon. Like, literally, up until this video, I've virtually never found cheap bacon. People generally just never sell cheap bacon, so I think it's 140 coins for cheap bacon. Like, I've very, very rarely actually found it. But I started finding it, which was really good, because people were selling it off for cheap. They're even selling milk off for cheap. I found some regular priced milk and some 100 coin for 10 milk, which was really good. Right, okay, so let's go check out Greg's farm. What do you got for us, Greg? You've got... Is that 5 bargains? No, that's 6 bargains. Well, that wheat's not really a bargain. Anyway, that's awesome, and then we'll sell off some stuff and then free up some more space. Right, okay, so what don't we need? We don't really need... Okay, let's get rid of the violet dress, then we'll go buy the cow feed of Greg, and then we'll spin the Wheel of Awesome. That's right, one of my favorite times of the whole video, spinning the Wheel of Awesome. So many awesome bargains. Oh, before I did that, I should have got rid of my... things, like, in case I get the person one. Anyway, okay, so we're gonna get a cup of tea instead. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Right, okay, oh, we have Tom. Okay, should we do Tom? Should we, oh, wait, Tom's nap is short. Oh, are you kidding me? That doesn't even mean I get to hire him. Are you kidding me? That's so lame. Are you kidding me? Like, that would be fine if you'd hired Tom, but for players like me that don't hire, and then you can't even activate it because you have to hire Tom. Okay, that's a bit of a crook. Okay, because most people haven't hired Tom. Well, generally not. Anyway, right, and then we'll do this here. Right, okay, and then we just keep requesting wheat, so then we'll be able to get towards that generous donator. Right, and there we go. Oh, so who requests? Oh, I was the kinder one. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Oh, wait, yeah, because how did they request 40 and I donated 30 and no one else joined the hood? Maybe it just, that they had requested it and then it just sort of just didn't go on. Anyway, we're just doing wheat. Right, okay, so there we go. And then this is refreshed again. Awesome. And then we'll go just do the... Oh, there's some cheap eggs right there. We'll just check for even more bargains like platinum ore, which I can't buy, of course, because I'm full. Then we will return for the bargain of the eggs, which generally players aren't going to buy because they just don't see it as bargain. Okay, platinum ore, can we get it? We're trying to get this stuff. Oh, we missed it. Never mind. It's not that important, really. We're just getting enough to upgrade the personal train when it's available. Right, there we go. So has anyone bought it? Yes, they did. That's... Oh, yeah, good on them. Right, okay, so let's go down to the fishing. No, we don't really want to do that at the moment. Okay, so going down to the fishing, and... Oh, yes, that's right. I had accidentally created a green lure. Big mistake. It won't matter. I won't use it. So, actually, technically, I should have an extra one of those. But, yeah, I'll just keep it in storage, but I won't be using it. That was a mistake. I was just going like, whoop, and then we're like, no, green one. But anyway, right, and then we have this thing here, the lobster thing again, as usual. Tap, 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 and then boom, and then upgrade it. No, is it? Oh, it's at maximum level. Okay, that seemed really quick. Okay, well, now we can make lobster things. Right, okay, so that is... If they're more profitable. Are they more profitable? Possibly. Right, anyway, right, so that was so quick. And we still have a ton of coins. Okay, never mind. Right, okay, well, it's not a never mind, it's yes! Okay, and then we'll just get rid of some of these fish, because we don't need all this fish. Okay, so now we can make either the nets or the lobster things, right, those lobster trap things. So... Next video, well, not the next video, but I will be making a video completely dedicated to the lobster traps. To the lobster traps? No, to the lobster, like, just lobsters in general. Like, the lobster machine, the lobster traps, and lobster, and talking about which is more profitable out of that and the net. Right, okay, so there we go. Tap that, get that one advertised. Right, okay, so a lot of stuff in here. Okay, so get rid of 10 fish fillets, right? And then we've got a lot of stuff that we've got 9 of, like burgers. We can get rid of 9 of them. And among other things. Right, so we'll just get rid of the burgers and... Oh, wait, no, we better get rid of some more stuff. Right, so 9 blue sweaters. There we go. That will free me up a ton of space. Okay, there we go. Right, okay, and then tap in here. Oh, yes, we'll buy that. Or right there. Okay, so there we go. Tap there. We'll, okay, maybe not buy it because it's sold. Never mind. Right, and then come along here. Right there. Awesome. We'll buy those 3 bargains. And then we will... talk about Taylor Swift. Not just Taylor Swift in general, but the video in which I sort of said I kind of promised the calculations. I didn't really promise them, but I'm going to do them anyway, because as you know, Taylor Swift's new video, well, I mentioned this, I talked about it a lot last video, and anyway, I've got a couple more stats for you about it. Right, so it had 39 million views, right? In the first 24 hours. 39 million is absolutely insane. Now, I'm guessing, this is about just like, it's highly probable that her video will become, well, it's not, I wouldn't say highly probable, but it will certainly be getting high on the leaderboard. That I can say, well, on like one of the top viewed songs in the world. Whether it will make it right to the top will be yet to be seen. I'm guessing that it could and possibly will become the top viewed song in the world. My prediction is yes, but I don't know that for a fact. It will depend on that, like, for example, in comparison to Despacito and how that continues in that. But anyway, here's an interesting thing, right? So as I said last video, that the videos in the first 24 hours was getting 451 views per second. Per second. Now, that is just insane. And so it means that, like, right, so when you listen to the song in the first 24 hours, but it's sort of still approximately the same, it's decreased slightly, it means that on average, 451 other people will be listening to the song in sync with you at that exact same moment, listening to the exact same words you were hearing within 1 second, because 451 people are viewing on average, so you might end up with more. But if you, and then I was talking about, well, how many people would be watching the video as of one point, the whole video in total. Anyway, and so what you do is you times views per second, which is 451, times the length of the video, which is 4 minutes and 16 seconds. So 4 minutes times 60 seconds equals 240 seconds, plus 16 seconds equals 256 seconds. So you times 256 seconds by the 451 views per second means that at any one moment of Taylor Swift's video, look what you made me do, it will have 115,556 people viewing at any one moment. I think that is insane. That is literally insane. At any one moment, there will be over 100,000 people viewing the video at that moment. So, like, for example, at any one moment, there'd be 115,000 people, 556 viewing at it as of that second, which I just think is, wow. That's, like, really, really wow. Like, that is insane. Anyway, and so then I just think it's really, really interesting how that can, and that's just on average. So that means that there will be points where it would have gone down a bit, so maybe like only 90,000 people were viewing it at that time, but also times when it went up, so potentially 200,000 people could have been viewing it at that time. But the average is over 100,000 people viewing per time, and I worked out that, for example, assuming that I get one view per minute, which means that I get about 1,440 views per day, which is about my 90-day average, right? That means that Taylor Swift is getting, like, phenomenally amount, like, she's getting on average, like, over 20,000 times, like, to be precise, 27,000 times more views than my video, right? Which is insane. So, for example, for every, like, 1 minute that someone's watching my, like, video, like, she will have 27,000 times more people watching her video. So if one person, like you, are watching this live and you're the only person watching it live, possibly there's probably more players, but assuming that you're the only one watching this video currently live, it means that probably approximately 27,000 people will be watching Taylor Swift's music video, Look What You Made Me Do, which is insane. That the music video, not the lyrical one. But yeah, I just think that is absolutely phenomenal, and it will be interesting to see, very interesting to see in the future how the video ends up, whether it gets to the top or not. I reckon it has a decent chance of getting there, but we're yet to see. But yeah, probably by the time I release this video, it will be perfect timing. Like, well, not perfect, but it will be so many months down the track based on projectile of how well the video's going. We'll be able to determine whether it will or not make it. Anyway, I just thought I'd put that out there because, yeah, I just like doing some Taylor Swift calculations now and then because it's the top viewed video in the first 24 hours on YouTube. 39 million views. That is insane. Anyway, moving to the Derby. Right, so here we go. Now we're going to press this, and there we go. We are moving. We are making movement. Oh, we almost hit the horseshoe. So we're currently 6th. One player still at 0, but one player, well, one team of 2 players at 3,000. So they're really rocketing it. But remember, it's not about necessarily who's getting there the quickest. It's about who's going to end up first. So it's about pacing yourselves, I guess, but they're doing well. They're doing pretty well, those players right now, to get that high that quickly, but ultimately it won't matter unless they got the top score, all of them as absolute top, but that's unlikely. Right, so we come here and we have all these tasks. Now, what is this epic task that I've been talking about, this super task that is super easy? Now, that task happens to be this one right here, which... Is it? No, it's not that one there. That one there. Right here we have it. The breakfast task. So it is, right, and then we have the pets task and the breakfast task. They're similar. The only difference is carrots, right? So we got carrots there, and then this is the task that I'm going to be doing right now. So I'll delete the other ones. I'm only doing the gold ones myself. Noah has done some non-golden ones, but that's all good. We're just... yeah, we're going through it, and we're seeing how well we can do, and we're currently 6th. It will be interesting to see how we end up, right, so we'll just get rid of those ones like that, so we just keep the gold ones, right, and so this one here is literally so easy, unbelievably easy, which is awesome, because it's just... see, look at what it composes. It composes the regular things of what you would do. You would always get, I always have my milk, I always have all my cows in production, I always have all my pigs in production, like, virtually always, as much as I can, and same with the egg and chickens, I have them on as much as possible, which isn't always, because, for example, overnight, they quickly run out, same with milk, cows run out fairly quickly, although bacon, they last half the night. But then these two, and so it's like, it's nothing extra, whereas with the other ones, like the crop tasks, like produce this many tomatoes and that, or for example, like other things like corn or carrots, it takes ages and ages and ages to do because you're having to spend all time doing stuff that you wouldn't normally do in order to achieve that task. So normally you wouldn't want to be growing, for example, carrots for many, many hours on end. You might, if you're playing hay day for hours on end, you might as well just be wheating or corning. And same with other things like growing like cotton or stuff like that all day. It's not convenient for anyone. Like for people at school, like they've got 8 hours. People at work, well, approximately 8 hours. It depends on the job, of course, and school also depends. But it's not a convenient one. It isn't when you're having to go on every 2.5 hours. But when you have regular ones that you can do, like this one, and this one is just so easy. I'm going to be doing this one as well. But here's an interesting thing, right? Notice we've got this one here and this one here, right? So we've got the two. Now it's interesting how they do this and the points values. Either this one gives this one either gives way too little or this one gives way too much. Why? Because look at the bacon, right? This one requires 41 bacon. This one here requires 58. This one here requires how many less, right? So 17 less, right? 17 less. So this requires 17 more bacon and like it gives less points, right? But this one, even if it gave the maximum amount of points, I would still choose this one. Why? Because you do these regular things anyway. What is the point of just producing bacon when you have your cows and your chickens going anyway? You want to be doing it in sync. It's better to have a fairly even balance, and they have tried to balance it out based on, for example, since chickens are so quick, you need more eggs, whereas bacon is not. But and time-wise, it's also very, very wrong. Because look at it, this one here requires 1 day and 7 hours to produce 58 bacon, right? This one here, you produce less bacon, yet you have more time. And yet most players almost always have all of these things going at once. It's not like they think, okay, I'm just going to focus on bacon now I'm just going to focus on milk. It's like you do it all at once. So you want them to all be you want that to be getting them all at once. Not just focus on one, because you do that stuff anyway. Those two there. So there's no point just focusing on bacon, plus you get less points. So for example, if there was a 400 bacon one that took ages, I would far rather do this regular one that like balanced it evenly to get the points. And the fact that this one here, see, 1 day and 7 hours, yet this one's 1 day and 11 hours, since you automatically, like most players would automatically have those two going, then you're just doing it on the bacon. And why do you get 1 day and 11 hours to do 41 bacon, yet you only get 1 day and 7 hours to do 58 bacon? It just doesn't make sense. And so anyway, I will absolutely be doing this one here right now. That's why I didn't collect the chickens at the start. But now we can go ahead and collect the chickens and like so we can get it going, which is awesome. Right, so I'll go through and we'll do this like so, and then we'll come through here and then we'll just go like this. Right, so yeah, that was just something I thought that it just doesn't make sense, point value. There's no way you would ever do a bacon one, even if it was 400, when you like, I guess there is some situations and some players, but generally for the vast majority of players, you would not. Oh, right, I thought it was sheep, that's why I didn't do the sheep. Yeah, for the majority of players, you would not just not produce milk and eggs regularly. You'd always produce milk and eggs regularly. Hence, you'd far rather have a task that included all of them than one that just focused on a specific one. And the fact that you need more bacon will actually make it take longer overall, because, for example, since you can only produce a certain amount of bacon, you can't speed it up. It will take longer to produce 56 than it will be to produce 41. Yet the 41 task, you get more time, which theoretically doesn't make sense because you normally do those two anyway, but they're counting on players not doing them. But this is by far such an easy task. Like, normally they're always fed anyway, and so it's like it's giving me points for doing what I regularly do with like no extra effort, which is like, I have to come on and do the chickens a slight bit more, but it's just so easy, and it's just 100%. This task is the best task that I've ever seen. Like, it's probably even better than a revive task, because revives, although easy, they're also unreliable and having to find them, and sometimes it ends up taking ages, sometimes it's quick. Whereas this here is just the maximum amount of time is, for example, 41 bacon divided by the amount of cows, right? I mean, by the amount of pigs, right? But divided by 15, because you got 15, which, well, you just basically, it's a multiple of 15, right? So it's not 15 bacon, it's not 30 bacon, it's 41 bacon, right? So then what you got to do is, because you can do this with all of them, so then it's 45 bacon that you get, but you need to do 3 lots of pigs, and pigs take 4 hours, 4 hours times the 3 lots of bacon equals 12 hours, so the task can be done in 12 hours. But I've already done videos about how quick you can do tasks, but that one there is just a simple way to calculate it. Right, so there we go, and so yeah, that is the absolute super task. It is unbelievably easy and gives so many points, which is awesome. It really is awesome. I absolutely love doing the task, because it's so simple, and it's so nice, and you're doing what you regularly do, so you don't have to focus a ton on it, and yet it's still giving you lots of points, so I really do like that. Right, okay, I'm just deciding whether to do that based on my town, how far away I am from upgrading it, because I might need those bars very soon. Right, so I am only halfway. Right, so we'll just tap that and we'll come over here. And we have some visitors. Oh, thank you. And oh, thank you. Oh, this is awesome. This is really awesome. Right, okay, so we got a couple of things right there. Right, and another one. Thank you. Okay, and so we'll get these visitors fed, right, and we'll put some more visitors in. Right, so, right, oh, tap, there you go. Right, so there we go, cinema. Okay, let's see what we got. Have we got the stuff? Yes, there we go, we have. Right, and then this one, diner. Right, okay. Yes, and then this one, you go to the spa, right, okay. Notice I just call them all this one, or this person, or, you know, I don't even, like, I'm not like, oh, let's, okay, you know, I'm just, like, they're just, like, people, you know, they're not, like, they're just there to get your tools, so think, wowzers, look at that, that's looking cool. Okay, so, and there we go, grey elephant, there you go, awesome, and we've completed 26% of the task already. Right, so over here, that is so cool, we have an epic tool, oh, coins, awesome. It just seems to, it doesn't go from the front, it just seems to go like randomly where it gives you the order of them. Right, so tap and tap, that is awesome. Puzzle piece, yes, 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 3 puzzle pieces, awesome, awesome, awesome. So we actually might unlock the giraffe. Actually, we might do it. That's insane. Unbelievable. We actually going to get something. And so and that's not from boats, by the way. Right, okay. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Silver bar. No! Full, full, full. Okay, silly Supersight, silly Supersight. I didn't even repair for the derby properly because I shouldn't have used my revives, and then sometimes it just a full and you miss these great opportunities. Right, so we'll just tap that there. Right, okay, any other bargains? If there are, they might have been bought, unless it's eggs. Right, okay, so not many eggs for 50 coins this video, which is kind of rare because other times I've found heaps. Okay, let's go check out our friend Almoster. Right, where's Almoster? Nope, that's not Almoster. That is someone else. Right, okay, Almoster. There's Almoster. Right, okay, so nothing at Almoster. Right, and I am very happy with all the progress I've made over here with unlocking this, because that is a ton of space, and so now I'll just go through and continue unlocking as many as I can. Right, and notice that I've only ever really traded with one player in all of Heyday, and that's Almoster. And Almoster doesn't give me stuff. We trade like fairly, we do like proper trades. For example, like when I'm trading, that's 1 for 1, 1 for 1. Same with all of these materials, like for example with the BEMS, like the BEMS barn expansion materials and BEMS and LEMS. They've got all these different names, but it's not like Almost is giving me any of these materials. I'm genuinely finding stuff and then trading, so it's not like I'm just getting given these. I'm actually trading for them. You can ask Almost, because Almost is the only person I trade with currently. Right, I'm sure that in the future I will definitely expand how many players I trade with. I'm sure it will go up massively, but currently it's just Almoster, and Almoster is not giving me materials, although, like, because since lots of you have a smaller barn, you would assume that players just give me materials. They don't. I can assure you they don't. I actually find these, I actually buy these. I spend ages hunting in the daily dirt every day, always looking for them, and I always trade stuff off. And for example, I'm not upgrading my town at the moment, so for example, I'll trade things like that off with Almoster, and then I'll get like barn expansion materials myself, which is always very useful. Right, wooden panels, more importantly. Yes, very much more importantly. Right, coming through here, any other bargains? No, 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 no. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 bargains galore. Okay, so then we go home and we sell all those off, right, and then just make a ton of profit. So there's so much profit out there to be made. There really is. You just got to be looking for it, and you will find it. You seriously will. There is so much profit to be made in the market every day, and every advert. There's always, generally I find at least one thing per newspaper on average, because sometimes I'll find 2, sometimes I'll find none, and often I'll find one thing, which is awesome. And then I guess it depends if you include finding the building materials as bargains. I wouldn't consider them bargains. I'm just really happy to find them. But actual things that you can make profit off, I would say it's 1 per video. Like, 1 per newspaper, I mean. Right, so there we go, and then I'll sell them, make some more profit, and sadly, no eggs in there, but there will be, when I check through my friends, I will end up finding some players that do indeed have the bargains with them. Right, so that will wrap it up for this video. I really do hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you thought in the comments of this animal derby. I'm loving this animal derby. It is really, really good, and I'm on track this time. I'm going for the 400, so I'm on track to do well this time. This player is certainly really far ahead. So we'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. I'll just keep deleting them to it. In fact, I might as well delete one of those right. In fact, I'll just delete both of them right now, because it's this time, probability wise, like when it said there's an animal derby, I'm like, what's the chance I'm going to get a 400 task? I'm like, I'll be lucky to get 1. Anyway, Supersight has done a fantastic job this time at giving us tons and tons of the good tasks. Right, okay, so in fact, we got 4 days. We're going to go ahead and we're going to delete that. We're going to delete that. We might keep that in case I don't, but I generally, I should be able to get the other 400s all as this task and just complete them all, because this is such a good task. It is honestly the best task I've ever come across. It's just brilliant task. worth it. It's really worth it, and the points wise, it's just fantastic. It is honestly the best. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please, please, please let me know in the comments what you thought, and what you thought of the Animal Derby, which will be quite some time ago for you now, but what your thoughts on it were at the time, and what the other derbies, the themed derbies are. I really do enjoy the themed derbies. They are really cool, and I've upgraded my lobster thing to the max. I've unlocked all the space. I think I've done everything I intended to do this video. I hope so. Anyway, and please subscribe if you haven't already done so. I really appreciate it when you do subscribe. It really boosts me and helps me out. And please like the video if you enjoyed it. This has been Supersight, and remember to make coins faster than honeybees make honey.